We are
Good
live.
morning, Paul. Good afternoon, everybody, and good evening to you all.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the Health Angle, which is part of HealthierLife.tv. And I don't know about where you are in the world, but it's I think it's about 90 degrees here, but it definitely feels like it in this room. And bright sunshine, blue skies. Been out for a run this morning. And what about you, Warren? What have you been doing?
I didn't go for a run this morning, but that's for sure. But I did have a workout. I did have a workout. I posted yesterday on Facebook that I had my first workout in over a week since I injured myself. So it was nice. It's nice to be getting back into the groove. Having to work on that mental game to keep myself slowed down, to slow the pace down, and not want to just roar back into it. So
well, that's what I suppose. In some respects, that relates to today. So
yes.
So the headline for today's Facebook Live is: Are you playing to lose? Okay, and also to free up your inner winner. So we obviously the Health Angle talks about everything to do with from a sports perspective, and whether it's your health, your wellness, your fitness training, whatever it is that you want to focus on. And what we're going to relate to today you can actually put it with anything. So if you're talking about a relationship, you could put it with that. If you're talking about doing sport, you could relate it to that. Business, making money, anything at all. But obviously, the subjects I just said that we talk about. So let me ask you this question, right? How do you see your health? Is health important to you? Because at the end of the day, we are HealthierLife.tv, the Health Angle, and it's very, very important. So is your health important to you, Warren?
You know the answer to that. Just to entertain anybody watching this, most definitely, yes, it is. It has been my top value for many, many years.
Okay, that's great. And for anyone coming on, as you come on view, please stick a comment in the comments section. Just let us know you're here, and we can say hello to you and whatever. So okay, so yeah, the important thing is that the first question is, how important is your health to you? That is the most important thing, okay, for you to answer. Now, once you've got past that and you've answered yes or no, if you've answered no, then probably you're on the wrong show. But the next question, well, that's fair, isn't it? So the next question is how healthy are you? We guess most of the time. Would you agree with that, Warren?
Yes, most definitely. Most people have no clue how healthy or unhealthy they are. Absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're many of them are too scared to go find out.
Well, that's it. Now, most people are not prepared to do the work. But okay, so the first bit was, where are we? Are you playing to lose? Now, the reason I worded it like that is because when we start out on things, we normally start out on the wrong footing. We don't prepare ourselves for what we're going to do. Now, it could be something minor or it could be something major. It could be an interview to go to a job. I mean, it really doesn't matter what it is, but we start off from the wrong place, the wrong position, and we go in half-cocked. So, again, if you were in a war and you had a gun, like a flintlock or something, you can't just half pull it back. It's got to go all the way back for you to fire the gun. And unfortunately, what people do is they, dip their toe in the water. Okay. Yeah. And dipping your toe in the water is going to get you nowhere. It's going to get you absolutely nowhere. You need to stack the deck in your favor. Okay. So let's just put some meat on the bones here a little bit, because you could waffle on about that forever. But so let's say that you were going to, you want to give up smoking, let's say. Okay. Now, are you going to be one of those ones that just talks a good fight, or are you actually going to make the move and do the action to really give up smoking? Now I'm not telling you to give up smoking. You do what you want, but I'll just use that as an example. I know a lot of people. I know hundreds of people that have smoked or still smoke, that say they're going to give up, but really never do. Okay.
They never truly pull the trigger. They never truly pull the trigger.
Don't pull the plug on the grenade.
They have the magazine in their hands, and they just keep sliding it in and out of the firearm, and they never actually do anything with it. That's what it is. That's what it's like, unfortunately.
That's right. And look. I think we've all been there when we've said we're going to do something, and we don't do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
And I think we're all guilty of that.
Oh yeah.
But
none of us are perfect in that sense.
When you
for sure.
come to something like your health, I think when you're coming to do something to do with health, I think you got to think of the old roulette wheel. All right. Okay. How many? I don't know what. It's 31 slots for the numbers. Okay. So the chance of you winning are quite slight. The thing is, if you set a goal or you've got an idea about what you want, then I think that if we're talking about something like health or fitness, as I say, you can stack the deck in your favor by doing the right things. And I think that's really, really important. So give us an example, Warren. You've done some great work towards it.
Yeah. For me, the most important thing I've found with myself, and also working with my clients, is just to not take the process too seriously and to actually trust the process. Whatever process you're on, whether it's giving up smoking, whether it's starting to go for a run or a walk every day, and you want to be consistent, just trust that you will do it. Don't. I find that if you have a backup plan, you're actually inadvertently setting yourself up for failure. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. Either you're going to go for a walk or a run every day, and you make a decision, and that's it. And there's so many ways things that you can do to help you in that. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to take 100% responsibility on that and just decide, that's it, I'm doing it. And if you stop for one day because the sun's not there, and you wake up in the morning and it's cloudy and overcast, and you feel you're lying in bed and you think, oh, I don't want to go for a run today, and you don't go today, that's fine. But make sure you go tomorrow, okay? And don't beat yourself up about it from the day before, from that day. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't just, start running yourself into the ground and looking yourself in the mirror and say, what the hell, why did you go for a run today? Just don't take it so seriously. Just let it go. Just accept the fact that you've done it, you haven't done it, and let it be. And then carry on for the next day.
Yeah. I just want to shout out to Dave Ives. He says, close the door and burn the bridges. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh. And as you said, Warren, you don't take sorry. Dave's gone on to say, make the decision that you're going to make the decision. You'll save a lot of time content making a decision because the decision's been made. Yeah, and it goes back to that cross country I think I've mentioned before, where someone came up to me, and I hated cross country, and they said to me, "Why don't you do this cross country?" And I said, "Well, I'll only do it if I'm going to win it." So they said, "Well, why don't you win it then?" And I went, "All right, then I will." All right. Yeah. So then, to cut long story short, I did 200 times more than anybody else. So I made a decision on day one when I made the decision, and I knew I was going to win it. All right, it wasn't a case of coming second. It was for that particular thing. I mean, coming second in a lot of things, like a marathon, is great. It's not a problem. But in this particular one, I wanted to come first because I was going to give it a lot of time and effort. And yeah, I came first, and I won by an absolute country mile. I mean, it was like I could have done it in one leg. It was so because I did the work. The decision was made early on. It wasn't made. It wasn't made on the podium,
Paul.
Yeah,
that's
the
thing.
There was a lot of competition. I just worked extremely hard. So
I don't doubt that for a
No,
moment.
it's not.
I'm sure
And that's what I'm saying is when you start something. Now, obviously, I've got to say, there's things that I've started that I've not done very well early on in. Whether it's you don't apply yourself, whether it's the place you find yourself at the moment you make the decision, and there's lots of other stuff going on. You know, I'm not trying to make excuses, but there are different times. Time is important. You know, like as you know, Warren, time is good. You know, time is brilliant if you get it right. You know, and but
anything and everything.
Finish.
Only
By the way,
happens
you've
in
got
the
to
right
finish
moment.
strong though. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to finish strong.
And the same goes for like the analogy that's often used in our industry is that, you know, and I'm talking about yours and my industry, is that when you start off like a Boeing, where you take off with thrusters full throttle, and you don't let off until you're at cruise control. You just keep those thrusters going until you're at cruise height, I should say, cruising height, and then you pull back a little bit on the throttle and you let the plane cruise, and that way you conserve energy, conserve fuel. And the same can be applied to any kind of endeavor you take on in your life, whether it be a fitness endeavor, a health endeavor, a business endeavor, a relationship endeavor. But you know, you go full throttle in the beginning, and you think about a relationship, okay? When you fall in love with somebody, and I'm using this as an example for people watching so they can kind of, you know, use it, you know, they can relate to it. But when you fall in love with somebody, you go full out in the beginning. Everything's all the cards on the table, and you got nothing to lose, so to speak, okay? And you're full out with playing the game. And then as soon as you get settled into a relationship, you pull back a little bit on the throttles and you start going into cruise control. Now, the challenge there is that too many people, especially us guys, we're in cruise control for too long. You understand?
Hang on.
And we just...
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's ask your wife.
I know my wife will agree with that 100%. And
hang on, where's it? Quick, get a bunch of roses.
And then it's a cycle. Then you need to up the ante a little bit. But why I'm using that example is because when somebody gets involved in something new, you want to go play full out. As Dave said, burn the bridges and close the door. You want to play full out in the beginning, especially in the beginning, because that's where all the momentum is potentially built. That's where the energy is high, your motivation is high, everything is just flowing. You see things happening around you that lend towards what you're doing. You notice more runners on the road, more cyclists on the road, more swimmers in the sea, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to do. You go to places where you notice less and less smokers, fewer smokers around. You go to a social gathering and no one's smoking and you're the only person smoking. That motivates you to give up smoking because you're creating that environment which you want to see. So go full out all the time and then pull back a little bit, reserve some energy, keep the momentum flowing, and then just keep an eye out whenever you notice that the weather's getting a bit rough or whatever, and things start to slow down your speed, then just push up the ante again. So it's a matter of cycles and just always being aware, but start full out. Whatever it is, start full out.
So the second part of the headline was I'll just read it out because I just want to get it in the right. Yeah, free your inner winner. Okay.
Yeah.
What I meant by that was once you make the decision to do something, you then have to have the expectation that you're going to win at it. Now, winning doesn't necessarily mean first place, by the way. It could do, but it doesn't. Right? In some respects. So, in some things, I'd quite happily be 100. If I was in the marathon, when I did the marathon, I was doing a great time. I even had to cut back. I pulled myself back because I was doing so well to conserve energy. Then I got injured. Okay, that was a different thing. But you at some stage, I expected to. I knew what time I was going to do and everything. Didn't work out, but I was still pleased with what I did though. I expected a certain level of fitness, certain level of performance, and in the first half of the race, I got it.
And that's key. That's key. Accept what happens,
and
if it doesn't happen the way you plan it.
Yeah, that's right. if you've done the right things, sooner or later you'll get it right. But what I'm saying is, you've got to have that expectation of success. That's when I did that cross country, and I had, I had the expectation of success on day one, and I just carried it through. I had no doubt whatsoever. It's like, when you're building a business, you have no doubt that you've got the ability to do it. It's there's lots of little intricate things that have to fall into place for you, and most of it is your attitude, how you see yourself, expectation of success, and then putting the hard work and getting the direction right, and that's what you're doing, sticking to a system. It's no different to anything else. Even when I was doing athletics, exactly the same thing. All the while, And I'm just going to say hello to a couple of people here. My son's on here, Gavin.
Oh, hello, son.
Hello, son. Yes, hello, son. Yes, let's talk. I think Dave made a comment about here comes Mills and Boone, but I don't know what I thought we'll get the violins out.
Paul, this is a nice message from your son. My dad, Paul Bursey, your advice is paramount to my life. I like that. Well done.
Yeah.
Nice one, man.
So that's not what I told him to say, though.
He said it out of his own heart, right?
Okay.
Just because it was Father's Day the other day.
Yeah. Also, hello to Rosie. So, look, the bottom line is this: you either go for it all the way, or you don't. Okay, it's pretty simple. A lot of people stand on the sidelines.
A very good friend of mine said I heard him say this for the first time many years ago in 2001, and he still says it from time to time today when he has to. And he said it goes similar along the lines to what Yoda would kind of say, how Yoda might say it: try you must not, do you must.
Yeah.
And he would say, like, try pick up a pencil. You cannot physically try to pick up a pencil. You either pick it up or you don't pick it up. You understand? So when people say, I'm going to try and do something, you go, okay, so what is that going to look like? Because sometimes they use the word try and they actually mean I'm going to do something, or I'll think about it. But they use the word try. It's like a lot of youngsters today use the word hate because they don't know any different words to use. So they just use the word hate all the time, if they don't like something. And many people do the same thing with doing something. They say, I'm going to try to do it. Whereas they could be saying, look, I'll look into it and I'll get back to you about it. Or I'm going to give it everything I've got. But if I don't succeed, I don't succeed. If I do, happy days. But if I don't, it's not the end of the world.
Well, I suppose if you had a goal and you said, I expect to be A or B or C at the end of this training session, and let's say you wanted C but you only made B or A, you've still achieved something. You still started out with the right attitude, and then you can then set another goal to get to C.
Yes.
It doesn't. It's a journey. It's not. Sometimes it's not immediate. Sometimes you can't get all the pieces of the jigsaw to fit in, and maybe you've just got to work on it a bit more.
And this is something that I find that many men cannot come to terms with. Men in particular, they don't want to start something because they're scared of failing, and they're fearful of what the backlash might be from their social circle or their family, or just the social pressures. People are men, especially men, they're fearful of looking like a fool going out running and then hurting their back and their hips for a month, and they can't get out of bed. You understand? Rather than just giving it a go, going for doing it and see where you come. If you don't succeed, it's not the end of the world, right? We know that, and most of us know that, but most of us we don't see it that way. We just look at it as if I fail off, it's going to be a big thing. It's not. It's really not. Men need to become more comfortable with that.
I think if you're working towards something and you're keeping going, sometimes that's good enough.
Yes.
Maybe it's not enough, but at least you're no. But look, the only
No,
person that can answer.
I'm laughing at myself here now. When you said that, I'm laughing at myself. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, but you know, maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe you need to do a bit more. It's like if you're doing sales and you're talking to 10 people on the phone. Well, it should be 20. You know, but you have to work that out for yourself at the end of the day. But I'd rather speak to 5 people with the right attitude than 20 people with the wrong attitude.
Oh,
because I can tell you what the results are going to be.
Oh, yes. Especially compounded, right?
Yeah.
And I'd rather go out and do 10 minutes of training than do nothing.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we've done that a couple of times recently because of the weather. We've gone out and we're going to go and do this. We go out and you're running for about less than a minute and you're going, I'm going downhill here. It's so hot out there. And the humidity. No, the humidity's changed here. It's no doubt about it. It's changed. I mean, it could be I'm getting older. I don't know, but that could be another factor. But
what was it like last year?
Nothing like this.
Okay, well, the last year here in Hungary, the summer was so hot and humid. Okay, it was a heavy summer, especially for Central Europe. This year, I ask myself the question almost every day: where's the summer?
We've got it.
Yeah,
we nicked it. Yeah, we stole it. Yeah.
Typical Brits.
Yeah, well, we're sneaky.
You take the best from all over the world and you integrate it into your own society.
Yeah, talking about being sneaky, I've got a little story to tell you. Okay, this shows you how sneaky they are. Many years, no, seriously, many years ago, somewhere up in Yorkshire or further north, the Vikings came over.
Yes.
And the Brits were fighting the Vikings, and there was this bridge. And the Vikings had this huge fella. You know, you just couldn't beat him. Okay? And everyone they sent was killed and all that type of thing. So, being a sneaky Brits, they went underneath the bridge with a big spear.
Speared him from underneath.
Maybe you could call that intelligent. You could call it intelligent, but it is sneaky. But I mean,
yeah, that is sneaky, but it's intelligent sneaky. Yeah, not cheeky sneaky.
Yeah. So, yeah, nothing to do with what we're talking about today, of course. But you're finding a way to overcome.
You're finding a way to succeed. Exactly.
You're finding a way to succeed. And as long as it's honest, ethical, and legal, and moral, and whatever, all those things, then it's fine as far as I'm concerned. You know.
Of course. Because at the end of the day, unless people do this, unless people find different ways, we're never going to keep evolving and discovering new information.
Yeah. So anyway, if Dave's still on here, I don't know if he's still on here. Congratulations on how well you've done over the last month. He's done really well business-wise. And keep it going. We'll catch you up. Might be a little bit behind you, but we will catch you up. So,
just a little bit behind. This is what I was laughing at. I was laughing at that at myself, and you're talking just now. It just reminded me of you said just keep, even if you don't succeed, don't give up. Just keep going, you know. And this is why I started laughing. You know, I haven't succeeded, but I'm determined to make it succeed. I'm determined to make it work, and it will work. It will happen.
Yeah.
You know, I have no doubt about that. It will.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you're aware of this. Is that if I've ever told you, but I'm a co-holder of a Guinness World Record. Okay, and there were going to be approximately 300 people involved in this Guinness World Record. Okay, it was a cycling event.
Okay.
And I knew that I couldn't control what other people were doing, you know, directly, but indirectly, I knew that I had an influence over them, and I could make things. I could make the goal happen. And I just made a decision in my head before we even started. I just decided that we were going to do this regardless. We were going to do this, even if there were 10 of us left at the end. We were going to make the goal, and we did. And we broke the world record, and even though, and not everybody participated, a lot of people gave up halfway through. But
so We're getting some bad signals here. What was the record again? Just say again, because we were cutting
So
out.
it was the highest, most kilowatts per hour on a stationary bike.
Oh,
so
right. Okay. Yeah. So an energy thing.
Yeah, it was power and energy. A lot of power and energy. Yeah. So for 1 hour, we basically cycled flat out for 1 hour. Yeah. And I
probably can do that.
I was up on a stage, and there were all these other bikes in front, and so with the music and a DJ, and I was just pushing the whole time. So for 1 hour, I just climbed for 1 hour, and I just climbed and I climbed and I climbed and I climbed, and I resolved to not give up. That was it. There was no giving up in that instance.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you're in the Guinness Book of Records then?
I am. Yes, I am indeed. So, yeah.
Very good. Very good. So the basic thing about this, though, when I say about the inner winner, right? The inner winner is you. What's inside your head and how it comes out. You know, you make the decision. You expect the best of yourself, whatever that is. Okay, and you can relate it. We're relating it to health and wellness, fitness. Okay, but you can relate it to, as I say, to anything you like. So, so you make the decision. In other words, you make the decision. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. It's between you and the mirror. Okay, nothing to do with anyone else unless you've got a coach. Sorry, coach. You know, if you've got a coach, it's between you and him as well, or her. You know, and so, but yeah. So you can basically do anything you want, really. You just got to. I had a challenge in my business, and it was really caused me lots of ag. So I went searching for an answer, and I think I found it now. Okay, I'll let you know on Friday. I'll let you know on Friday, but I'm speaking to someone. So yeah. Anyway,
you'll let us know about it, or you'll let us know.
Say, Warren, before we.
So you'll let us know about it, or you'll let us. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So yeah, is there anything you want to say to everyone before we go?
Yeah, just perhaps a final word in that. Remember, not everything has to be a sprint. You know, sometimes things do take longer for us or for anybody than for somebody else, the person next door. And if you just bear this in mind and don't compare yourself to somebody else, you are who you are, no matter what endeavor it is that you're undertaking. You know, even if it's finding the right partner, you know, as a guy or a girl, don't try to compare yourself to other people and try to be who you're not, because you will never succeed in that way. And I know this sounds very obvious, but so many people don't factor this in. You know, they don't realize this. They forget that, you know, there's no point in trying to compare yourself against somebody else, and just take your time with it. You know, do some research, do your studying, find a coach, find a trainer, whoever that may be and whatever that may look like. You know, just find some help, get help from somewhere, and upgrade your skills, gain some knowledge. Even the preparation work can take some time, but while you're preparing, get started. Don't prepare for 6 months and then sit on your ass the whole time. Prepare and get started at the same time, and then take baby steps, slowly catch the monkey. You know, don't try to rush it, and that way mentally, you know, you're able to last longer because your mind is not overwhelmed by so much. Number one. Number two, you've given your subconscious, your psyche, your values a chance to adjust and adapt to it. For example, when I work with clients, I ask them, where does health and fitness sit in your value hierarchy? You know, is money number one? Is family number one? Is health and fitness number one? Is spiritual number one? Where does it sit? And then if that's what they want to work on, I help them to work on bringing that up slowly but surely. Yeah. And it takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. You know, so again, Don't knock yourself, don't beat yourself up because you're finding it a challenge. Eventually, it will come to the point where health and fitness will be one of your top 3 values, if it's not already. And once you're in your top 3 values, you're okay. Then it's something that you do every single day, no matter what. Like brushing your teeth. You're going to do it every day. You don't always enjoy brushing your teeth, but you do it nonetheless. So it's just bear that in mind and take that on board, because life doesn't have to be so serious, and we don't need more. We don't need more pressure. What's that? What's that, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Okay. Right. Yeah. So if you hang on then, Warren, I'm just going to end this and
all right.
Yeah. So little call to action, please. Show a little bit of love. Comment, share, like or love it. This Facebook Live, and and we can move forward. If you've got any questions at all, there's a question button on HealthierLife.tv, which is a Facebook page, and you can ask a question. We'll go away and find the answer. If you need any advice, then by all means send us a note, and we'll deal with it and get back to you. So
yes.
Everyone have a great day, and I know we've only just really halfway through the week, so have a great weekend at the end of it. All right. So,
and enjoy the sunny weather in the UK while you can.
Oh yeah, don't burn yourself.
Yeah, don't end up like a lobster, please. I've seen that too many times with the Brits. The town where I used to live, where I grew up, there's a holiday town. We always see we could always tell the Brits from the other Europeans. The Swiss or the Germans, or whatever.
Not all the Brits. Look,
I'm all right. All the Brits would come out after day one. Day one, they would like lobsters, because the other Europeans would condition themselves. They would allow their bodies to get used to it first. The Brits would full out the whole day, and then
I haven't been sunburnt for 30 years, so I know how to do it gradually.
Good.
So.
Good.
All right, mate. Lovely.
All right.
Hold on, and I'll speak to you afterwards. So,
cheers, everybody. Have a beautiful remainder to your week.
See you later.